Right now on the Fox 61 Morning News at 5, gunfire erupting in the capital city, taking the life of another victim. What we know from police this morning.
Former President Donald Trump and other associates are indicted in Georgia. The charges they're facing and when they're expected to surrender to authorities.
And also ahead this morning, chaos continuing. This in Maui in Hawaii. Thousands of animals are dead, nearly 100 people dead as well, many unaccounted for in the worst wildfire in U.S. history.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning, sunshine. 5:01 on a Tuesday. Thank you for waking up with us here on the CW20 as the World Cup coverage is happening over on Fox.
Yes.
But we are available on Fox 61 Plus for those of you that are streaming this morning. Thank you for joining us here. I'm Symphony Privet.
I'm Keith McGilvray. I think we've covered all of our bases there. We want to get you started with a check of the forecast. Meteorologist Rachel Piscatelli, fresh off the Savannah Bananas game last night.
Yes.
In studio this morning. How was it?
It was a lot of fun. Definitely enjoyed myself there. The entertainment, the athleticism, incredible. All right, noticing it is, we are under a flood watch in effect today through about noon this afternoon for isolated flash flooding possible. We have some pockets of very heavy rain falling in certain areas, especially in eastern Connecticut, but this is pushing into Rhode Island now. And we also have some more rain filling into western areas. So it's raining for just about everybody. Not ideal conditions out on the roads, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. We have a cluster of showers and thunderstorms that'll continue to push well to the south of us and to the east of us today. Hartford now looks like this, 69 degrees. Dew points are elevated this morning, so it is a muggy start to the day. Most of us in the 60s and 70s to start, and our dew points will not go anywhere. So we are expecting muggy conditions throughout the afternoon with our winds now 5 to about 15 miles per hour. We'll start to see the rain wrap up between about 7 and 8 o'clock this morning. Drier conditions into the mid to late afternoon and into the early evening. We'll detail out where we go from here and walk you through that hour by hour coming up in just a bit. And on the roads, unfortunately, it is a bit of a messy commute this morning. We are following a couple of issues out on the roads now. So over on 95, we have two crashes to tell you about. The first one going to be over in Norwalk, the crash just before exit 16. This is involving one vehicle. It does look like they are working to clear that now. And I-95 just towards about Stratford this morning, there is a crash just before exit 32 near Broad Street. Also in Windsor, this is going to be on the northbound side. There is a crash after exit 34 in the right in the Windsor area, and this is going to be an overturned vehicle. You can see a live look outside where there are crews that are still out there this morning. Traffic is slowly getting by with plenty of lanes blocked, so we'll keep you posted on that. But again, just be mindful that you do need to delay your travel speeds this morning. There are some delays up and down 91 getting you from the Elm City to the capital city this morning, guys.
Alrighty, thank you, Rachel. Developing now, Hartford police are searching for the person who shot and killed a man last night.
This all happening in the area of Granby Street and Tower Avenue. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin live for us this morning. The Hartford Police Department with the details. Brooke, at 5 o'clock, what do we know?
Well, so far we know from police that this is the 28th homicide this year here in Hartford, and it's actually the 8th one within just the past 2 weeks. Now, Hartford police say around 7 o'clock last night, a man was driving his car on Lime Street. Now, that is right in the area of Granby and Tower when someone began shooting at him. Investigators tell us the man continued to drive after he was shot, but ended up crashing into another car on Lime Street. Police say a shot spotter picked up the gunshots. When they arrived on scene, they found the victim in his car with severe injuries. They say he was pronounced dead on that scene. Officers tell us this appears to be yet another targeted shooting. The scene spanned across several blocks as police investigated throughout the night.
Yeah, he hit a few different things. There's a pretty large scene, debris. We're out here canvassing right now for evidence, for any kind of digital evidence, cameras. We're really asking, this is a heavy populated neighborhood. If anybody has anything, anybody has a Ring camera, anybody saw, witnessed the car, please reach out to us.
And you heard him there. If you have any information on what happened in that area of Lime Street last night, maybe even waking up this morning and realizing that your Ring camera might have picked something up, go ahead and give them a call. You can do so by calling the Hartford Police Department, or you can even call Crime Stoppers anonymously. Live in Hartford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Alrighty, thank you, Brooke. We'll be sure to check in with you later on this morning. A man charged with assaulting a police officer in Middletown is expected in court today. 53-year-old Winston Tate is accused of hitting an officer with a blunt object. Police say it happened Saturday morning on Liberty Street. They say Tate got on top of the officer. A struggle ensued, causing the officer to fire their weapon. Tate and the officer were taken to the hospital. Police are planning to release more details about the incident this afternoon.
The sister of a man killed by a West Hartford police officer last Tuesday speaking out after seeing her brother's last moments alive on the news. Sheila Alexander Garcia says the officer's decision to shoot her brother is not justified. Police say they were chasing Mike Alexander Garcia and another man during a stolen car investigation. They say the suspects crashed their car on New Britain Avenue and took off. We are now hearing from that victim's sister.
I know Mike was terrified in that car. My brother is dead because the police shot him 3 times. 3 times even though he had no weapon.
The Inspector General's office is investigating the shooting. The office's initial report states Alexander Garcia backed out of that service garage and was struggling with the officer and the canine. The family's attorney says that incident then escalated. Breaking overnight, former President Donald Trump facing his 4th criminal case.
Yeah, Trump and 18 allies indicted in Georgia over efforts to overturn the 2020 election loss in that state. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro joining us in the studio this morning with more details. Angelo.
Symphony, Keith, good morning. Prosecutors are using a statute normally associated with mobsters to accuse former President Trump, lawyers, and other aides of a, quote, criminal enterprise to keep him in power. That nearly 100-page indictment details dozens of acts by Trump or his allies to undo his defeat. Those include appealing to Georgia's Republican Secretary of State to find enough votes for him to win, and also trying to persuade lawmakers to appoint a new slate of Electoral College electors. The Trump allies facing charges include Mark Meadows, Rudy Giuliani, and Sidney Powell. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis is giving all defendants until next Friday to surrender, just 2 days after Trump could be on the stage at the first Republican presidential debate.
Every individual charged in the indictment is charged with 1 count of violating Georgia's Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organizations Act through participation in a criminal enterprise in Fulton County, Georgia, and elsewhere.
And former President Trump reacting to this indictment on social media, writing, quote, "The witch hunt continues," and also questioning the timing of this in the middle of his presidential campaign. Now, Trump is already facing indictments in New York over alleged hush money payments to an adult film star, in Florida in the classified documents case, and in D.C. over the January 6th Capitol attack. The district attorney in this Georgia case says she plans to ask for a trial date within 6 months and that she intends to try the defendants as a group. Keith, Symphony, I will send things back to you.
Alrighty, thank you, Angelo. A former UConn star, Dennis DJ Hernandez, is due in court today. He's expected to enter a plea on charges stemming from multiple arrests this year. In the most recent cases, police say he plotted to carry out shootings at UConn and another college. When police went to arrest him, they say he told them he was going to, quote, fight and would shoot any officer who came near him.
OSHA investigating after 2 roofers were shocked by power lines in Middletown. The workers inspecting a roof at Stonycrest Apartments yesterday morning when their ladder touched electrical lines. Both men taken to Hartford Hospital. Neighbors describing what they saw.
I ran over, alerted for 911, and paramedics, ambulance came and, started assisting the guys.
Middletown police and the fire marshal's office also looking into what happened here.
Well, much more ahead for you on the Fox 61 Morning News.
6 white police officers plead guilty to the beating and torturing of 2 black men. How much time they could face behind bars.
Plus, Connecticut helps Hawaii. The latest resources heading to Maui as people there try to get their lives back together after the devastating fires.
And at 5:24, a big cut to the future of your Social Security check could be looming down the road. How much of a decrease folks could see if funds run out?